Jenny, what is this music?
It's the acoustic cinematic.
I literally feel like I should be massaging somebody right now. I was like, oh man, did I leave my massage music on?
That's right. It's the acoustic cinematic choice this time. Isn't it so calming?
It's
Don't you
dreamy.
feel so calm?
I do.
I know,
feel
I do
like,
too. Okay, I gotta
think I
stop
just
that
fell
because literally
asleep.
I'm gonna fall asleep as we speak. Hey, we have a special guest with us right now. It's Marla the cat. That's
Oh,
right. Marla the cat is with us right now. She wants to go out. I'm not gonna let her out because it's the middle of the night. I know. Joe was like downstairs working out, and he came upstairs and he's like, "Yeah, I'm ready for bed," and it was like 3:30.
that was Duncan yesterday. He's like, is it dark yet?
Well, it's like, because not only does it get dark at like 3 o'clock now, but the sun hasn't been out in days, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just really dark. Hang on, I gotta pull my camera out so you can. Oh, don't run away! There she is. Oh, I know, kitten. Yes, we have a special guest. It is the elusive. Wait, you can't see her. I'm like, oh, she's run off. It's the elusive Marla the cat.
Mm-hmm.
That's my girl Marla Larla. Oh wait, can you still see me? Am I
Yeah,
still
I can
there?
see you. I
Okay,
can see you.
good. I'm crooked. Sorry, I just clicked the wrong tab because I have a touchscreen computer. We have a touchscreen computer, Anne.
I know.
So.
I was gonna say.
Sorry,
Okay.
you guys. We're sitting here talking to each other when in reality we should be talking to you. Hello there, and welcome to the
Right.
Brother Sisters Smart Some Fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anne and I are easily distracted by shiny things such
Or
as
fuzzy things.
cats and the fact that it's just really dark out
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. So and our new music, which is acoustic cinematic, which is so sleepy.
It's terrible. I was like,
Wait, fine.
Jenny, really?
I won't play that one again. God.
I was waiting for the cool, like techno beat, and I was like, oh, wow.
I'll take us out with the techno beat, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's a critic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, welcome everybody. It is the first weekend of December. I know it's just like boom, all of a sudden it's December. I don't even know what happened. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sorry though.
Christmas is around the corner. Thanksgiving is in the
Uh,
rear view mirror.
I know I miss Thanksgiving already because I loved my turkey so much. Um,
Maybe you should make
you
that
know,
again for Christmas, Jenny.
I think I should make that again for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
But what else would I make? Oh, you know what? I might make red chili because I made some red chili this weekend. So some New Mexico style red chili with hatch pods because I made some enchiladas. And I got to tell you, I believe I've become a very strong red chili maker.
Well, I know Duncan would vote for the red chili, so
Yeah. All right, we can do that. Hey, I'm going to bring this to the forefront. Let's get going today. Hey,
okay.
for those of you who do not, I'm adding it to the stage. Today, you guys, the bros go to Costco. We decided to go to Costco because why not? And we took you there. We did a bunch of live stuff today. So if you happen to be on the Facebook and you follow us on Facebook, we did a bunch of Facebook live posts to sort of promo today. And so that was very exciting. So a couple of things before we get started, though. Got to do those housekeeping things. We are welcoming everybody back. For our new listeners, here's your synopsis. We are the Brother Sisters. I am Janice Brothers, and
I am Ann Brothers.
that's right. And we're sisters, and therefore we are genuinely the Brother Sisters. And we're not even the first set of Brother Sisters.
Mm-mm.
Our aunts, Patty, Julie, and Vicky, were the original Brother Sisters. So we're like the Brother Sisters Junior or whatever.
2.0.
2.0. I like it. Or we could refer to our aunts as the brother sisters OG.
Oh, that's right. I was going to say, what do all the kids say nowadays? OG.
OG because they're the old guard. Right on.
Mhm.
We are in our 50s, which means we know how rotary phones work.
We sure hell do.
We sure do. And you always dreaded it when you get a number with lots of nines in it and some zeros. You'd be like, damn it, you're going to be here until Christmas, just dialing the phone, let alone conversing. If there
Mm-hmm.
was like an emergency, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we talk about smart stuff, we talk about dumb stuff, we talk about fun stuff, and today is mostly just dumb stuff today because we spent the day at Costco.
Mostly dumb.
Mostly dumb. We have been told we are good to listen to in the car. We've also been told we're good to listen to while you're doing dishes. So there's that. So I would just say scrub it up, dub, get those dishes done if you know it's good for you. Anyway, we are not a murder podcast. We are the podcast you listen to when you feel like murdering someone and you need to calm down so you don't go to jail.
Right.
So you don't end up as somebody's prison wife or something.
Public service. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
This is
We're
a public
heroes, Jenny
service. Good,
Brothers.
Ann.
We're heroes.
Yeah. I
because we're
need a
not cool or hip or
hero.
sexy, but we can still
No.
be heroes.
Yeah, that's true. We can do all of that, and I believe that's what we're doing. This public service was brought to you by, I don't know, we don't have any sponsors, so we'll just have to start making them up. By wine, delicious wine.
Costco.
Let's see what
Costco
else.
should be our sponsor.
Oh, I know Costco should totally sponsor us because they're getting
Mhm,
a big plug. Of course, I am going to talk about the bad side of Costco later in this broadcast, but whatever. Again, this is please you can listen to us on the Facebook. We do drop on Spotify pretty much tonight slash tomorrow. You can find us on the YouTube. And we are not a rated G, PG, or PG-13 podcast. We're gonna drop some F bombs
mhm,
probably soon.
mhm.
So hopefully you're okay with that. We're like public school. There will be swearing.
Surprise!
And again, we are really trying to build that following on Spotify. So even if you don't really listen to us all the time, like us anyway. Tell other people to like us, even if they have no interest in listening. Like us, answer our polls, do the feedback stuff, because then Spotify will be like, "Hey, do you want to monetize?" And we'll be like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna monetize."
And besides, if you listen to us, you will like us.
Yeah, like us. Okay. Anyway, sorry. I have one too many tabs open. I'm going to take a moment to close a
Okay.
tab. Okay. So this is random stuff. So we have a new listener, Beth Leonard. Yes, we are shouting you out. So if you are listening this week, this is a shout out to you. Beth has just dumped a whole bunch of really interesting ideas into our heads. And so this was one of the things she wanted to know what our spirit animals were. So this week, Beth, this is just for you. So
Mhm,
everybody else, you can listen if you'd like, but this is genuinely for Beth Leonard.
mhm.
Anne, would you like to talk about your spirit animal?
My spirit animal is a skunk because I've had lots of interactions with skunks and they've all been positive. So I figured, well, they must know a fellow skunk when they see one. So my spirit animal, skunk.
Well, and growing up, you started going gray, not even gray, you started going white at 16, and
Yeah.
you had that little skunk flare going for
Mhm.
you.
Mhm. Yep, I sure
Yeah,
do. So yeah,
yes.
skunk. So mhm.
Excellent. For me, my spirit animal is a fat unicorn riding a dinosaur, as you see in the picture below, or a great horned owl, because great horned owls are just badasses, and they can fly, and they eat whatever, including meat or owls or birds. Or what I like about the great horned owl is that it's the baddest mother birder on the planet because it's one of the few birds that can fuck up a bald eagle. That's impressive to me.
That is
So
impressive. That is
yeah.
impressive.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So, anyway, there you go. Uh, let's talk about something smart, dumb, or fun that happened last week, and we will start with you.
Okay, so my thing was a fun thing. My friend Pat, who is an amazing knitter, knitted me a bookmark. It is a flat cat roadkill bookmark. You can I have a picture here of him in my one of the books that I'm reading right now. So yes, this is my fun thing. I love it when people make me stuff, and so when I unwrapped this, I was like, I love this so much. And every time I get the book out and I see this, it makes me smile. So yay, thanks, Pat. Flat
Well,
cat
how could it not?
roadkill bookmark.
That, yeah, that's Pat. You're amazing.
I know, isn't she?
Yes, so amazing. That how could you not? How could that not make you smile every time you take it out of your book? That's amazing.
Uh-huh, exactly.
Awesome. My fun-ish thing is animals on the loose this week. We had a couple different animal incidents, one local, one not so local. You can see the picture I have down there. A cow got loose on 131 in Grand Rapids this week, like right downtown Grand Rapids. So, um, yeah, that's not something you expect to see in downtown Grand Rapids. Cow on the loose, and Ann said they did capture the cow again. She was hoping that the cow got away, but I'm thinking it's probably somebody's hamburger tonight.
Ooh,
Sorry, buddy.
yeah.
The other animal on the loose is this picture I have of an ostrich who got loose in China. So yeah, you have ostrich running down the highway in China. Animals on the loose this week.
Mhm.
Funish, but not totally funish. So anyway, more stuff about this week. So we decided, you guys, a couple weeks ago that we would go to Costco because Costco shopping is interesting anyway. And Costco shopping during the holiday season, nothing says holiday season quite like torturing yourself by going to Costco on a weekend day like Saturday or Sunday between Thanksgiving and yes, Christmas. I said Christmas. So
Mhm.
there you go. So we got it in our heads that we would go to Costco and see what's available right now so that you can either go or not go, or that you know what to buy for the people that you love,
Mhm.
or maybe the people that you feel obligated to buy stuff for if you don't love them. So, and if it's okay with you, I'm going to roll through a bunch of stuff about Costco here so people know what the hell we're talking about.
Please do.
Okay, so Costco, otherwise known as Costco Wholesale Corporation, is a giant, what we would call a big box store. In fact, it's pretty much the. I'm going to jump right to whatever number this is. It's probably the store that all other big box stores. When you say big box store, people immediately go to Costco in their heads. It is the third largest retailer in the world. In the world, it's an effing monster. Uh, like I said, it's what you think of when you hear the term big box. Um, this is some fun things I did not know about it. It's the world's largest retailer of beef, organic foods, wine, and rotisserie chicken. More about the rotisserie chicken later, but I had no idea. But then when you think about it, and then when you spend time in Costco and you spend time in the wine aisle, it
Mhm.
all starts to make sense.
I thought it made sense because every time I go through the checkout line, there's people with boxes and boxes of wine. There'll be people with carts just full of wine.
I know, and the really smart people, the way they put the wine in where, instead of putting a
Uh-huh.
baby in the front, they put their wine in the front with the bottles heads pointed down so they can get like 6 or 8 in there. I'm like, these people are, they are experts at buying wine at Costco. So it's
Exactly.
it's pretty great. Let's see what else. It is headquartered in a suburb of Washington, Issaquah, Washington. Used to be Kirkland, Washington, but then they expanded and they rolled into the Seattle suburbs. Costco itself has been around since 1983, but it is essentially a merger group, which with the Price Club being the big one in 1976, they started to get together. They merged finally and built Costco. Um, and now there's over 500 stores just in the United States alone, which is nuts. And it's the way it works is it's a membership club, which means you pay $60 a year to have the privilege of shopping there. So there's essentially two memberships. There's the regular unwashed masses membership, which is $60 a year, and then there's the super special executive super secret membership for $120 a year. And the thing about Costco is that it's like 3 football fields of random crap and other things that aren't so random, and that's kind of what we're gonna talk about. So before we move on, though, I did wanna talk about what's the difference, what are you getting for your extra $60 of executive gold star super secret membership? And honestly, I can't really tell you because when you look at the membership website, it's extremely vague. So this is like I did a side by side comparison of the regular. It's called a gold star membership because they want you to feel special, but really it's just your unwashed masses membership. And it's like I said, $60 a year. It includes a free household card, so you can use it with anybody else that lives in your household. You get that with the executive membership as well, and it's valid at all Costco locations worldwide. That's right.
Oh,
You can go to Canada, and while you were in Toronto, you could have gone to Costco.
well, that's the
So, hi,
problem.
kitten.
We didn't have room to bring
Oh,
stuff
kitten.
back on the
Wait, hang on. I
train.
gotta do this real quick. Hang on. Come on, kitten. My cat was meowing, so I thought I would put the mic on her so she could talk about it. She's very excited about Costco. So,
So,
can you
Jenny,
hear
do you
her?
have the regular Gold Star membership or the executive membership?
I just have the regular Gold Star membership because I can't really figure out what if anybody out there is that's watching today has the executive membership and can tell me what you get compared because this is what it said in the website. It includes the household thing as well. You have to upgrade, so it's the annual membership, and then you upgrade with for this, and so it's an extra $60 a year. You get an annual 2% reward on qualified Costco purchases. You get additional benefits and greater savings on Costco services. I don't know what that means.
I don't
And you
either.
get extra benefits on selected Costco travel products. I don't know what that means either.
I don't know.
So
I
it's
think you
like,
get to go in an hour early too. So instead of having to wait until 10 o'clock to go in, you get to go in at 9.
I think that's just the business membership because there's a business
Oh,
membership too.
yeah.
So I
I have
think
no
only
idea.
the business membership people get to go in the hour early, and the rest of us plebes have to wait till 10. But
Yeah.
I don't really know what you're getting for your extra $60. So again, if you're watching and you have the super secret executive gold star plus 1% membership, you should let us know what's happening.
Mhm.
Okay.
Exactly.
So and you have to really weigh the pros and cons. I actually I Joe and I go to Costco quite a bit. Mostly we buy cat litter and gas at Costco and birdseed.
Mhm.
So, and it's just the 2 of us and the cats, and so the cats don't like to go to Costco, so we go, and that's why we only need just the regular membership. Alright, so that's just kind of the ins and outs. So the question is, why bother doing a show on Costco? And honestly, it was just something dumb and fun to do. We wanted to sift through the horrors of Costco shopping during the holiday season, so you don't have to. In case you
Mhm.
were thinking, should I go to Costco during the holiday season? Do I really need to go? And the answer is probably not. Um, it was busy there today, and honestly, it wasn't even bad today. I've seen it so much worse.
You
I'm
know, the thing
looking
is,
at you, St. Paul Costco. Sorry.
no, I was just thinking, I was like, this is the first time I've been to a Costco in during the holiday season. I've purposely never gone in December. It's the first
It's a
time.
good choice.
It
Yep.
was it was crazy. It was crazy busy. I was like, oh yeah, this is why I usually don't go.
Correct, and I could see why people would go during the holiday season, and we'll talk about that as we get going here. We also wanted to make fun of some of the ridiculous crap that exists at Costco, and my god, there's so much ridiculous crap. We wanted to eat some free samples, which we did. We wanted to eat a hot dog, which we did, and we wanted to give anyone who hasn't been in a Costco a free look inside so you can decide for yourself if this is something you wanna get yourself into. So here we go. Alright. So I thought we would start, Anne, by kind of taking this through some how-to things when it
Mhm.
comes to, especially if you've never been to a Costco, parking. Number one, our advice is to park closest to the nearest exit, away from the front entrance, because you don't want to be in a car anywhere near the entrance of Costco because it's just a sea of people and cars and carts and the motorized wheelchairs, and you'll end up just sitting there at the crosswalks for like a half hour just trying to get, because everybody's coming in and out of there almost continuously and they have the right of way. So you end up just sitting there. So we have a particular place. We're at the Kalamazoo Costco. We have a particular place we park, which is closest to not just the exit out of there, but also kind of the back door little street that gets you out of Costco. It saves time. And we're both the other thing is, since we're both physically able and need the steps, we park away so that we can just walk in and make all those dumbasses in their cars wait. So that's a strategy.
Yeah.
And any strategies for you in the
Um,
parking
I I
situation?
do the exact same thing because there's nothing that frustrates me more than, like, waiting around for a bunch of people to walk by with all their carts, full of stuff and their kids just, like, wandering aimlessly. I'm like, people get really upset when you run over their children. So I'm just like, it's just so much easier. Like, I'm gonna walk, because I can, and it's just easier. And my rage goes down. When I park closer, my rage goes up. So,
Well, and I also find that the other strategy when you're parking is to park right next to a cart corral, because then you
oh
don't have
yeah.
to.
Mhm.
Yeah, so the closer you are to park corral, and they have a lots of nice park or the corrals in the parking
Mhm.
lots of Costco. They don't skimp on those, which is
They do
nice.
not. They do not.
So good. All right. The next thing is to get your big ass cart, and Costco does a nice job of keeping that full. And this was at, so you can see that the cart corral right where this is, the carts were already halfway gone by the time we
Mhm.
got there, and we got there at like 10:30, and the Costco opens
Yeah.
at 10. So that place was already sick with humanity. I think the dude
Yeah.
at the door said by the time we got there, there was already 500 people in the Costco. I'm like, oh yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was, and you might need 2 carts, so if, like, there's 2 of you, each get a cart. You might
Exactly.
need
So when you first walk into Costco, you have to traverse what's called the Great Wall of Want, which means that they've stacked up just wall to wall everything you think you could possibly need, or the things that are like, yeah, I want that. I mean, Anne is standing in front of a 75-inch, was it a 75-inch TV?
I'm only 60 inches, so, yeah, it's a huge
Yes.
TV.
Huge TV for $499, and
Mhm.
then, Anne proceeded to collect pretty much everything in that first one. So what are some of the things that you collected? You collected a
Air
Keurig,
fryer,
bunch of cups, air
Keurig,
fryer. V
Taste
Vitamix,
pods,
Keurig.
vitamins, Vitamix thing. Yeah, whatever. I was like, "Oh, I could use this." Oh, honestly, I put it all back because I don't need any of this. I was like, I only like coffee with whipped cream and chocolate in it. So I'm like, is Keurig gonna make that?
That's not for you. So yeah, so the Great Wall of Want, and they're really smart about how they do this because it's usually seasonal, so it's stuff that they don't always have. And if you say to yourself, this is a key phrase for yourself when you go to Costco is that if you think you might want it, but you're like, "Oh, I'll just come back and get it next time." You can't think like that because a lot of stuff that they have like that, especially in that Great Wall of Want, is seasonal and it may be there next time, but it won't be next time.
Yeah.
And that's part of the genius is that they sort of drib drab stuff and it's
Hmm.
this little strategy they use to get you to buy it right then and it
Yeah. It's like,
works.
yeah, and then come back next week because there'll be all new stuff in the Hall of Want.
It's right. It's like the dudes remember when we were trying on the fuzzy coats and that
Uh-huh.
those people had like 5 boxes of the panko shrimp in their basket?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they did that because 'cause they're like, "They're not gonna have the panko shrimp next time. We have to get the 5 boxes right now."
Exactly. Because I've gone there, I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna get panko shrimp." No panko shrimp.
That's right. And then there would be no panko shrimp, so,
Mhm.
yeah. Alright, so once you go through the wall of want, then it's time for you to dig into the cornucopia of all that is Costco, and that's what we did. And
Mhm.
so this is just sort of a we now the other thing that you need to remember is there's a flow to Costco, and the flow is counterclockwise. And again, for those of you, that means circle towards the right because for those people that those youngsters that have only seen a digital clock and not an analog clock, they're like, "Counterclockwise, what's that?" So,
Go
just
go in a
follow
circle in
everybody
opposite.
else.
It's opposite direction.
Opposite, opposite again. I don't know, we're gonna have to come up with a new way to say counterclockwise,
Mhm.
so, I don't know. Alright,
Uh-huh.
so, first off, we stopped at the beautiful jewelry counter, or blood diamonds, as
Mhm.
my sister pointed out, at Costco, and here's my question for you. Anne, are you ready?
Mhm. I am ready.
Do you tell your beloved that you got their engagement ring at Costco?
I feel that if you can't tell your beloved you got their ring at Costco, you probably shouldn't get married
Okay.
because
I
they're
think
either
that's a
going to
fair
be
statement.
100% into it that you got it at Costco, or they're going to be 100% not into it. And if you don't know that answer to that question before you buy the Costco ring, it's not time for you to get married yet.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's some worldly, that's some life coaching advice from Ann Brothers right there.
Yes, you're welcome.
Ann Brothers,
A
life
hero
coach,
saving lives.
hero, life coach. There. All right.
Yeah.
Um, I found a random scooter and I would have given almost anything to ride that around Costco, but Costco, they take the batteries out of them so you can't turn them on.
Yeah, because Jenny mess. There'd
Yeah.
be
We
panko
did
shrimp
notice
everywhere.
yeah, there was a little bumper car thing that Anne would have been in 10 seconds had they
Mhm.
not, like, strapped it down. I will give Costco full credit. They are very aware of the fact that people will wreck themselves, and so they spend a lot of time, like, just nailing everything down so that you
Yeah,
can't hurt yourself with it. I
yeah.
wanted to pick up some of the golf clubs and swing those around. Nope, couldn't get them out
Nope.
of the box. I'm like, "Damn it, those guys, they did it again." So,
Yeah,
no,
they
they probably saved themselves and me and you and all of the people
mhm.
standing around me a lot of trouble today.
Yeah, yeah, they do not assume the best of us, which is smart.
No. No. Yeah, and it's interesting too because if you spend time in Costco, like, all of the exercise equipment is right out front right now because the new year is coming. And you know what the
Mhm.
new year means? We're gonna pretend to exercise next year.
Exactly. It's like, "I need a new place to throw my dirty clothes."
That's right. So they had it all. They had rowing machines and they had treadmills and they had weight sets, and it was all right out there in the front where you could see it. You're like, "Yeah, I need that $800 treadmill because this is gonna be the year."
This is it.
And we're not gonna just yeah, we're not gonna discourage you, and they have nice stuff. The thing about Costco is that there's this misconception that things are cheap there. Things are not cheap there. What they have are really nice things at good prices that are still really expensive.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
good job, you guys. Costco is magic, and you can be too. So, in this picture that Ann and I have here, we're both holding the magic kits that you can buy
Mhm.
for your children at Costco. So,
Magic.
with that said, one of the reasons that you might be interested in shopping at Costco, if you have kids, they have every toy in the universe there, every book and every toy.
Mhm.
So, if you are interested in Christmas shopping, This is a good place to do it. They also have like just an absolute plethora of wrapping papers and tapes and big packages. So if you are wrapping 600 presents, this is the place for you.
Yeah,
If you're only
exactly.
wrapping like 5, don't shop here.
Yeah. No, it's
Go
for
buy
the
your
it's for the people who have lots of stuff to get and lots
yeah,
of yeah, like they had
yeah.
like
It
a whole box of scissors, like 6 pairs of scissors, so you could have like a wrapping party. And I don't mean like wrapping music, I mean like wrapping present party. Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I took that the wrong way. My
yeah.
bad.
Mhm. Exactly.
I got presents and it's Christmas time. Now I'm gonna do this Christmas rhyme. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get those presents on the floor. Sorry you had to hear that.
Wow.
My bad. Anyway,
Remember to ring
so
that
one of
bell.
the things I so sorry. Uh Okay, the other thing I noticed about Costco and the toy section and all this stuff. Remember, Anne, when we were kids and you would wait, Halloween would come, and no, it was like school would start, and then
Mhm.
like a few weeks after school would start, the J.C. Penney catalog would come in the mail.
The Christmas
Do you
catalog.
remember that? It was the
Yes, I
Christmas catalog.
do.
Oh yeah. And then you
Slowly
would
going
spend
through
just
everything, marking the ones
totally,
you wanted.
totally
Mhm.
in hopes that Mike and Cynthia would be like, yeah, they marked these pages in the Christmas catalog. I should get that
Yeah,
for them. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm. I'm not
They
gonna
don't
say
call it
anything.
the wish book for nothing.
Totally. But anyway, what Costco is, it's essentially like the J.C. Penney Christmas catalog threw up everywhere the size of 3 football fields. That's what it is. So it's like a 3D version of the J.C. Penney. Can you imagine being a little kid in there and going through that toy section at Christmas?
Oh, man. Why would you do that to yourself as a parent?
I don't know.
I don't
I,
know.
I don't know. I'm like, no, you can leave the kids at
That's why
home
they sell
because
so much wine.
that's exactly why they're the largest wine retailer in the world.
I just brought my kids to Costco. I need a six-pack of wine.
In fact, they should just notice how they don't do free samples of wine. I have noticed
I
that. Of course,
noticed
it was
that. I
like 10
also
o'clock in the morning. So
I think it's important to tell people too that if you are at a Costco, you are no longer cool. I mean, you might think like once upon a time I was cool. Well, but if you're at Costco, you are not anymore. You're done being cool. So just put that aside, put your vanity aside and realize that you're like looking at us at this picture if you happen to be watching this on video and like, "Oh my god, they're such dorks." I'm like, "So are you if you're at a Costco."
it's that whole you're in your 50s and you realize that you're just a big dumbass dork. So
Exactly,
it,
but there's a lot of people there in their 20s and 30s that don't realize it yet, and I'm like, "No, we're all in the same place. None of us are cool."
none of us are cool, especially yeah, you're just not.
Yeah,
So all right, so we did have some requests to talk about the high fashion or the Costco couture,
couture.
if you will.
What's
Couture,
couture?
Costco couture. This is where I feel like we should have some sort of wait. I got to get the music. This is where we should have our high fashion show. Hang on, I got to find it. Wait. I'm on it. Brand. There it is.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
Yeah, so now you've got your high fashion couture from Costco. When you go to the Costco, there's a large section of clothing that you can get. If you are a woman, don't worry, there is much yoga pants and athleisure wear for you. Okay, I'm done. That was
Oh.
embarrassing too. Yeah, there's one of the things that's always bothered me about Costco is I do not care for the selection of women's clothes that you get at Costco because it really is athleisure wear and yoga pants. And if you
Yeah,
don't really care about pockets, then Costco is the place for you for your women's clothing.
yeah, yeah.
So Ann and I are each holding up a pair of yoga pants, and there was no less than 4 tables that were covered in yoga pants
And the
of
thing is, like,
different
I'm holding
brands.
mine, it was like, that's literally none of them are made for women, like, that are short women, so I'm like, I could wear this as yoga pants and a bra. Oh, it could be like a whole ensemble. It could be yoga pant tube top. See?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that is a true statement. And that's the thing that drives me nuts. And it's like nothing is it's like when you go to the men's section, they've got fleeces and they've got all different. They literally have every sort of pant in the universe. They have dress pants, they have cargo pants, they have hoodies, they have fleeces. Everything is, they have this huge variety of stuff. And with women, like you get fuzzy things or you get yoga pants, and they're all paper thin so that I don't know about you, but I'm always cold.
Mhm.
So when I get a sweater, I want a sweater that's going to provide me with warmth, not just be this decorative like bed sheet, you know? Sorry. I don't like Costco clothes. I
Mhm.
do
Yeah.
not like the House of Couture. Um, well, here's another thing. This is another high fashion couture. It's actually okay. It's not fashion, but we wore it as fashion. It's this big sleeve of bread that's in these sealed packages, and you can wear it like a sash.
Exactly. I was the carb princess of 2023.
Yes, and so that was the nicest thing that I found in the women's clothing section. Well, it was next to the women's clothing
It was
section,
next to
was the carb sash, but
the
there were still no pockets in it.
still
Not one.
still no pockets.
But I have good news. I have good
Mhm.
news. We eventually did find things with pockets.
Mhm.
It
Inside
was the
pockets
it was
and outside
yeah,
pockets.
yes. So I think Anne, were you saying that your sister-in-law Liz was sad that she can't find a coat with pockets to put her gloves in?
Maybe, I can't remember, but that does sound like something Liz would say.
It was either Liz or um yeah, I'm pretty sure you said it was Liz, but
Mhm.
just so you know, Liz, this has a place for your gloves, pockets
Mhm.
for your gloves inside your jacket so they won't just fall out.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was very
Mhm.
excited about those fuzzy things. Again,
Yeah.
really thin though. It's like it's not something you could really wear outside. I mean, they look super warm, but they were actually super thin.
Again, and, that is my biggest gripe with the Costco clothing is that if it's a women's item, they want you to freeze to death. Is this a plot to kill women? I
I
think it
don't
might be.
know. I don't know. I
So
was thinking, I was like, I would wear this to an indoor sporting event for children with
because you go to
yoga
so
pants.
many of those.
Yeah,
With
exactly,
my
with some
yoga
black
pants.
yoga pants.
Lori Worrell, if you're listening, she texted earlier that she was at a indoor lacrosse game with a woman that was wearing sparkly yoga pants. I'm like, I'm sorry to say we did not find any glitter yoga pants
No glitter
at
yoga.
Costco.
I would have been very
So,
excited
yep.
about that.
I know you might have actually bought those.
I might have.
So all right. So one of the things about Costco, if you've never been there, is that there's just rando shit everywhere. And again, it is seasonal. So right now, everything is seasonal, um, holiday season. So I think we stumbled across something that might have been for
For
the
Chinese New
Chinese New
Year?
Year.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
It was full of this stuff. We think it was candy, but we were super disappointed because it looks like a pretty good size container. And then you open it up and there's like this little sad ass bag of candy.
Mhm.
So
So I
so it
so
looked
instead I
cool, but
got
there was
this
not near.
instead I got this box of candy because they always have like boxes of candy. One time I was at a Costco and I was buying a box of candy for myself. And one of the employees there was like, "Oh, I bought that box of candy for my niece. She's 4. I bought her a box of candy and a sticker book." And I was like, "Oh my god, I wish at 4 years old somebody had bought me my own box of candy and a sticker box and a sticker book of stickers because I would be epileptic with joy. In fact, I wish somebody would do it now because it would be like the most thrilling gift. I'm like, my own
Well, I
box
got
of
you
chocolates
stickers.
and
So
yeah, yeah, I love
I know.
stickers and
I know
chocolate.
that about you and brothers.
Mhm.
You like stickers. Um, when our nephews were kids, we would get them a box of like ho-hos or ding dongs or Twinkies, and then we would just strap a bunch of singles to it. So they would get like $10 worth of singles and a box of Twinkies. And you know what? That was very popular.
It was. Stefan and I did that when you after you mentioned it. We did that for a couple of our nieces and nephews too. I was like ho hos and 19 $1 bills.
I know. It
Mhm,
goes very well because it's impressive
mhm,
because you basically tape your ones together so you make like a sheet of $1 bills, and
mhm,
then you use that to wrap the box of ho-hos. Yeah,
mhm.
that's a hit. And you know what? Everybody would love that, not just kids.
Yeah,
Again, I would totally love that. I'm like,
me
you're
too.
giving
It
me
was like,
singles and some ho-hos? Boom!
boom.
That's
This
right.
will not go to waste.
No. So yeah, you guys, for all of your gift giving ideas, just email the brother sisters at smartdumbfun@gmail.com. We'll help you
Exactly.
out. We are literally, um, yeah, I have all these weird ideas in my head,
Mhm,
as does my husband, as does my sister, as does her husband. So
mhm.
yeah, we can help you with that. All
Yeah.
right, good. All right. Anyway, Anne's favorite thing at Costco is this. Would you like to talk about them?
Oh, it's the panko shrimp. It's the Kirkland brand breaded panko shrimp. It's tasty, multi-use. You can put it in your salad. You can chop them up, put them in your salad. So, you know, you have crunchy, yummy stuff in your salad. You can just eat them individually. Cook them longer than it says. If you're cooking them in a regular oven, cook them longer because you want them to get really crispy. They're in the freezer section. You might want to buy a couple boxes because sometimes you go there and there's no panko shrimp. So
No.
super easy. I use it as a treat for myself. Like some days when I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just get drive-through. I'm like, no, make some panko shrimp and take some vegetables. I'm like, yeah, panko shrimp.
Yeah, I know, I absolutely love taking that for lunch,
Mhm.
and it's super easy, you just dump them. I prepare mine using a baking sheet with some,
Parchment
what is
paper?
it? Some parchment paper, and it
Uh-huh.
works like a charm. Again,
Yeah,
30 minutes, and I keep it high, 375, and that does the job, and they're
yeah.
crunchy and they're good. Mary Beth Johnson was the one that introduced me to the breaded panko shrimp from Costco. Thank you, Mary Beth Johnson. You
Well,
continue
thank
to be
you,
amazing.
Mary Beth,
So,
for being the
well
patron
done.
saint of Kirtland
The
breaded
Patriots
panko shrimp.
yes.
Mhm.
And again, we saw those people that had like 5 boxes in there. The
Uh-huh.
secret's out on the panko shrimp. People
And
know about the panko shrimp, people.
I was a little distressed. I was like, did they get all the boxes? Oh, I'm gonna follow them around and take some boxes. But they didn't.
Yeah. I did see that envy in your eyes. I thought you were gonna jump some people for that panko shrimp, but you didn't, and you
I
held
didn't.
off. So,
I didn't because I'm a
uh,
good person.
you are a good person.
Mhm.
Ann's friend Julie wanted to know about cake. And you guys, the Costco bakery is legendary. Their cakes are straight up good. So, yes, to answer your question, Julie, they have cakes. Anne is displaying 2 of their cakes. She's got the tuxedo cake in the first picture, and in the second picture, she's got her gay pride cake. It's a delicious rainbow cake with some sunshine and some clouds. It looks
Um,
good.
I do probably have to tell you that my friend Julie was probably talking about cake flavored vodka.
Oh, okay.
That's why Julie and I are friends. She likes
That's
cake
right.
flavored vodka, and I like cake flavored cake.
Cake flavored I like vodka flavored cake. There you go.
So, Julie,
Well,
yes, they had both, but this is the one I was really interested in.
they had that, yes. Again, we will get to the Costco booze section, which happens to be my favorite section. Ann's favorite thing at Costco is the panko shrimp. Mine isn't. So we'll get to that. All right. So yes, they have a legendary bakery. They have some really their bread is good. Their cakes are good. I've been to many a party and a wedding where they have
Mhm,
Costco cake and it's delicious.
mhm. Yeah.
So got that. All right. So one of the things that Joe and I like about Costco is they have a bunch of ready-made meals. And so what we did is we looked at the ready-made meals and I took the liberty of ranking them. You
I
can
saw
agree
that.
to disagree if you would like. So here we go with the Costco ready-made meals. There they are. I like number 10 is the ravioli bake. Number 9 is the ribs. Number 8 is the chili. Number 7 is the pesto salmon. Number 6 is the street tacos. Number 5 is the enchilada bake. And I actually might switch those, in thinking about it.
Mhm.
But those enchiladas aren't better than mine. Number 4 was the mashed potatoes, because if
Mm.
you got those mashed potatoes in a fork, you're set for the night.
Uh-huh.
Number 3 is the chicken noodle soup, and that's especially good when you go get some of the Costco bread to go with it.
The bread
Number
sash.
2 is the chicken pot pie, because that thing is amazing. And number 1 is the legendary rotisserie chicken. Not because it's great, but because it's 4.99. And then when you cut that thing up, man, you can get a lot of food out of that for
Mhm.
4.99.
Yeah.
So I took our Costco chicken today, the rotisserie chicken we got, and I carved it up and I pulled all the meat off and I made enchiladas and they were delicious. And I didn't even use the whole. I used like half of it for the enchiladas and we still got half the chicken left. So
Dang, that's a lot of chicken.
it is a lot of chicken.
Mhm.
And like I
Mhm.
said, it's not like it's the greatest chicken ever, but when you season it well, it's quite tasty.
Yeah,
So
just
if
saying.
you have other ideas and opinions about the uh, ready-mades, please feel free to let us know.
Mhm. Yeah.
Favorites for you and brothers.
Number 1 would be the mashed potatoes. I think those are awesome. They also have a good lasagna. I
Hmm.
usually don't get the ribs because I think they're a lot of work, and usually don't get the pesto salmon because Duncan doesn't really like salmon, and I think chicken pot pie is punishment food, so I never eat chicken pot pie. It's like, "Why
Well,
but I've been good."
that goes back to our youth when and when we were growing up, I was an eater and Anne was not an eater, and so, um, mom would make her stay at the table until she finished her food, so I would eat her food for her because A, I felt bad for my sister because she had to sit at the table, and B, I wanted more food. So,
And I wanted less of that food and more of other food that I was not getting, so
yeah, so everybody wins. I got more food, Anne didn't have to eat that food.
no.
We all won. It
Everybody
was
loves
good because I would, I always ate really fast because, I just did because I loved it so much, and so then I would start clearing the table and, clearing the table and Anne sitting there looking all sad, you know, outlasting her dinner. And honestly, I think she was just waiting for me to come eat her dinner, but,
exactly. It's like, if I just sit here long enough, Jenny Lee will eventually eat my food. Yay.
and I did.
Yeah.
So, high five me.
High
Good
five,
job.
Jenny. Jenny, you're a hero.
I am a hero. Again, and we have spent so much time today being heroes.
Mhm,
I need
mhm.
a hero. Okay, good. All right. So my favorite section of Costco is Bar Costco, if you will. Um, so again, Costco is one of the top distributors of wine in the world and other forms of booze and cigarettes.
Mhm.
I forgot they have a cigarette cage at Costco. It's kind of like buried in the back, way behind where all like the toilet paper and stuff is. Kind of have to go to the far corner, but sure enough, man, they got a whole cage of cigarettes back there and other nicotine products and vapes and that stuff that Jeremy uses. My nephew, Zin.
I
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
that's what it's called. I
Waffle
don't know.
flavored vape. Oof, oof.
Waffle
It's like I
flavored
hate
vape.
waffles and smoking. Ugh.
Do they have cake flavored vape? Gross.
I'm sure they do.
Probably. Yeah. So this is our little foray into the wine section. They have an entire aisle of wine, and they have a section of wine that's actually like good wine, not just the cheap wine that you can get for like, you know, $12 for the gallon of wine. They actually do have some pretty nice vintages, and I'm sure if people are really interested in wine, they're probably like, what do we know about wine? Honestly, nothing. But
Nothing.
you know, we're holding a couple of giant bottles of wine that were somewhere between 60 and $300. And then if you go to the next aisle, there's just a large array of various boozes and beers and stuff. If you're having a party, Costco is actually a really great place to buy your booze because, again, it's not cheap, but you get some really good deals. Like that bottle of Maker's Mark that I'm holding is, it's a large, it's a like a full liter of Maker's Mark, and it's like $60, which is a really good price. So it's not actually. I think that's a liter and a half if memory serves, which is an excellent price for Maker's Mark because it's, it's a decent bourbon. It's my favorite bourbon. I think it's delicious. So, in
There
case
you
you were
go.
asking. Anyway, look, random pudding pops or pudding cups that Anne found because
Mhm.
leave it to Anne to find the pudding cups.
Find the pudding cups. Exactly.
Mm,
Somebody's got you.
Did, did you end up buying those?
No, because I bought my chocolates instead. I was like, I'm just gonna buy the chocolates. I'm just gonna buy one, stupid thing. So this is my stupid thing.
Okay. Because
So
there's not going to be there next time. How come
I
you didn't buy them
know.
right
But,
now?
the thing is, neither of the boxes of chocolates. These are all a holiday thing. These are a Christmas thing. So I made my
Gotcha.
choice. I'm not unhappy with it.
There, we got Jen Hesse with us. Jen Hesse knows. She's like, "There's your bourbon, girl." I'm like, "Yes, yes, it is." And again, that's a really excellent deal. And I don't usually buy it there because I don't need, 1.5 liters of bourbon. So I usually refrain from buying my alcohol at Costco only because it makes me feel like maybe I have a problem. I don't have a
Like,
problem. Everything's fine.
everything's fine. If the cats are home, I'm not drinking alone.
That's right. Yeah, and they're always home. So yay, everything's great. Everything's good, everything's wonderful, everything's awesome. This is one of the other random things that we found, peaches and light syrup.
Yeah, whole peaches.
And yeah, just whole peaches and light syrup. And then I was thinking about those. Actually, that was the one thing we saw today that really stayed with me because I couldn't quite figure it out. I'm like, where did those come from? Who thought of that? They just dropped whole peaches in syrup and they're like, delicious. Any
Delicious.
thoughts?
I don't know, but I kind of want to go back and buy it for everybody for Christmas.
Yeah, because the jar was cool and it had like a little hat on top of the jar. Look at
Mhm.
Jen Hesse. She's like, "Girl, you do need that." You're probably right,
You're
Jen.
probably right.
You
It
do
was like,
need the
and it
gallon
was
and a
like
half
what? Like,
of
I
bourbon.
don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember how
It was
much it
10.
was.
It was 10. The peaches were 10.99.
See? Like, look at all those peaches for only 10.99.
Okay. And I'm going to get to the peaches in a minute. I'm going to get to the peaches because I'm not done talking about those. So, all right. So that was the peaches, and we caught those just on the way out. And again, you guys, I cannot stress to you enough just how much I was exhausted. We were there for over an hour doing this, and I was so tired by the time we left. And we didn't even really see. We got through about 50% of Costco because we
Mhm.
didn't go down the aisles to look at all the stuff because that would have been just amazingly exhausting. But it really is And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about in a minute with the problems of Costco. We finished up our trip to Costco because no trip to Costco is complete without the epic $1.50 hot dog and drink combination. That's
Mhm,
right. You get a big ass hot dog and a 16-ounce drink for $1.50.
mhm.
And yeah, it's legendary. And it's been that way for years. I've been a Costco member since 99, and that hot dog deal has been a buck 50 for that long. So, and it's
Yeah, if
good.
they
They
change
used to
that,
have
people
a
would stop going.
say that again.
I said if people change that, people would stop go if they change that, people would stop going to Costco.
I think so. I think there was talk for a while that they were gonna eliminate the thing, but they didn't. Now they used to have Polish sausage too, which was really good, but they don't do that anymore, which was kind of a bummer. Joe has never recovered from that because that was his thing,
Mhm.
and so he's never quite forgiven them for that. No, it was brats. It was either brats or Polish sausage. I can't remember, but he's never quite forgiven them for that. So you can just see the sadness when he has to order a hot dog today. He was like, "No, no, I don't want to order just a hot dog." So, but I get it. So Hesse, I agree with you. It's criminal to leave without a hot dog and a soda. It's just it's one of those things that you plan on. You're like, hey, I'm not going to have dinner tonight because I'm going to have this hot dog. And I was reading last year that scientists or doctors believe that every time you eat a hot dog, it shortens your life by 30 minutes. So I'm like, I think I've probably taken off like 14 years off my life
Which is
by just going to
okay,
Costco.
'cause I don't know if I wanna be that old.
Yeah, that's kind of the same way. I'm like, I feel like that's just nature taking its course because we do live too long now or something. So, all right. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about today was the light side and the dark side of Costco. So, the light side of Costco is that it is a testament to the bounty and choice that we have at this time in our
Mhm.
country. Any thoughts on that, Ann Brothers?
No, I mean, it's I can't imagine somebody coming from a place and they're like, "Are you kidding that you have so not just that you have so much, but so many different choices and things that you don't need, yet you have the choice to buy them, and you can buy them in big giant quantities." I mean, and that the fact that we have space to store all of this giant stuff. I'm like, our first apartment was teeny. I mean, a 4 pack of toilet paper was all that we had room for. So the fact that you can buy all this stuff and they have these huge grocery carts, not necessarily because you're buying so much stuff, but everything you buy is big. And then you
Yes.
have some place to put it when you get home.
Is and that's a thing. That is really something that you have to consider. So that's the cool part about Costco. And so I was thinking of your panko shrimp because not only is there panko shrimp over there, there's frozen shrimp with tail on, cooked frozen shrimp with tail on or tail off. There's raw shrimp with tail on or tail off. It just goes on and on and on of all these things that you have choices for, and it changes constantly. And can you imagine being a buyer for Costco? I'm like, how do you know that this is the thing that people are gonna want? What
Mhm.
catches on? One of my favorite trashy websites is Yahoo News. That's it's one of those pages you go to, and it's just literally article after trashy article. And one of the things I like about the trashy articles is that they all the time they put stuff on Costco and they're constantly promoting Costco and it's all this, things that you can get and what people like. And it's this constant stream of Costco garbage, and they do that for that same reason that if you don't get this right now, you're never gonna see it again. Like, this Costco thing that people love is only gonna be here for 2 weeks, and so that sort of feeds into that idea that we just have so much stuff, so much stuff, so much stuff that it's a little intimidating. So, that brings me to the dark side of Costco, and I can't help it. I always feel just a little dirty when I go to Costco before, during, and after, and part of it is that uh, it's a little bit gross to me how much stuff is in there and how entitled sometimes we feel that we have to all of that stuff. And the other thing for me is that I say this all the time to Joe when we go to Costco is that it confuses me. I usually am pretty militant about making a list when I go to Costco and then really trying hard to stick to it because it's so easy to just walk into Costco and we used to joke that we just would call it $200 Costco because you would just walk in there and drop 200 bucks without batting an eye. And like today we spent like $67 and Joe was like, "Wait, what? We only spent $67?" I'm like, "I know, right?"
The
And
thing is
and
I
that's the
spent I spent that too, only I bought only 3 things, and $30 of it was beer for Dunkin', so
exactly. And so that's the thing that it it's confusing to me, and especially if I don't have a list because I walk in there and I was like, I had a list and now I don't know what's on my list because I have all of these things where I'm like, yeah, I need an air fryer. Yeah. How did I live without an air fryer? And so that's the part for me is that it's really easy for I think it's easy to get in trouble at Costco because you end up it's designed to confuse you because everything is so showy and interesting and neat in the way they display it. And then they have the samples that are so delicious. And it's like we had those little fluffy pastry things
Mhm,
today. And I was like, yeah, those fluffy pastry things are good. I should probably have those. Do I need them? No. Do I have space for them in my freezer? No, but I found myself wanting them anyway. And I
mhm,
think that's the hard part about Costco. And Costco makes it really easy for you to spend your money as well. They have, these great deals. They promote well, and then of course they have the Costco credit card that they're trying to get everybody to use. And that's there's a in a nation where credit card debt is still really an issue, and you look at a retailer like Costco that's promoting their credit cards, and you know that's really easy for people to get in deep shit when it comes to that sort of debt.
mhm.
Your thoughts on that?
Like I said, I Duncan and I don't go to Costco very often. I try to go no more than every other month, maybe sometimes every 3 months. We always go in with a list, and I'm constantly reminding myself that we don't. There's only two of us in the house. I'm like, we don't need that much. We don't need that much. We don't need that much. People are like, oh, you should get all your meat there, and I'm like, I really don't need 16 chicken breasts, or it's just like there's just I'm constantly reminding myself when I'm there, you don't need this. You don't need this. You're not here for this. And it's a battle. I'm glad I don't have like a couple kids running around with me, like wanting all this stuff because like you say, it's shiny, it's fun, um, but most of it is stuff that I have absolutely no use for. And we try to go in there with our list and like, this is what we use. We use these things. We like to have it in a big package of it. So we only have to get it every couple months, like toilet paper or vinegar or baking soda or whatever. So we only have to buy it like once a year or so. Yeah, it's an easy place to you
To
think, "Oh, I've only
overspend.
got" yeah, to overspend. You're like, "Oh, I only have 6 items in my basket," and like you said, it's $200. So
Exactly. So,
mhm,
Joe and I have sort of this a group of things that we buy there. We buy
mhm,
toilet paper there. We buy bird seed there because they have really, 30 pounds of bird seed for 21 bucks. Um, we buy cat litter there because they have a good price on cat litter. And so it's like we try really hard to stick to those things. Depending on how busy we're going to be or if we're going to be able to cook that week, we might pick up some of the ready mades.
mhm.
But we've really scaled back uh, compared to what we used to buy. Joe likes to look at pants there, so that's his big thing. Because one time he found $7 pants there, and so that was like the holy grail of pants. And so every time we go in, Joe is trying to find those holy grail pants again. But again, he wants his pants to be $7. And I don't
Exactly.
blame him.
I don't
So
blame
that's
him
his thing. Joe is like, "Pants, pants, pants." So, yeah.
either. Mhm,
Um, but yeah, that's the dark side for me, and it's that idea of that consumerist society that we live in, that I think is dangerous, and I think oh, to me, that's the hard part. That's the
mhm,
dark side that I have with Costco, and that's actually one of the dark sides I have with the holiday season,
mhm,
is that I used to really love Christmas when I was a kid, and as I've gotten older and I started to realize how badly my parents were going into debt during the holiday season,
mhm.
it really it makes it stings a little bit.
Yeah.
And so that's the hard time that I have with a place like Costco is that, you know, it's easy to get in trouble there, and it feeds into the machine, that
Mhm.
consumerist machine that we have that goes on a lot, not just in this country, but also in the holiday season. So,
And,
but
another, and it's a great marketing gimmick is that it makes you feel like you are losing money by not buying it.
sure,
And
sure,
and
and that's
it's the whole store of that. Well, you're just losing money if you're not, doing or you're gonna buy it somewhere else where you're just gonna, you're not saving money. It's the whole idea that by buying a membership here that you're somehow saving money by buying bulk, and I don't know if that is true. I don't think it's true.
I don't either, and I didn't really have the time this week to really run the numbers just
Mhm.
in our own budget and say, is this membership something that is actually worthwhile for us, or is this just a fun thing that we have because we like to go and look at all the crap and people watch and do all that,
Mhm.
which is part of the reason that I like to go. I do like to look at all the crap, and I do like to people watch, and I do like to look and see what people are buying. I'm fascinated by what people walk. I'm like just looking in the carts today
Mhm.
was just like,
It's
"Wow,
like
look at that guy's buying it. Wow, look at that. I wonder why
it's
they're
like,
buying all of that." I'm like, "I wonder how many kids they have," or
"I
"Look at what they're
really
doing there." And so
love those.
because that's,
So
it's
neat."
just something dumb and fun I like to do.
So, yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah. So, but, yeah, so, and like I said, I'm still tired. That was
Mhm.
exhausting today. I
Yeah,
probably
'cause
will not go
I
back
drove
to
from
Costco.
Chelsea to Kalamazoo so I could go to the Kalamazoo Costco with Jenny, so I was like I drove to Kalamazoo and back, and I was like, I'm pooped."
I'm pooped, and I don't wanna do yeah, so I probably will not return to Costco until well into the depths of winter when it's a
Mhm.
little bit less hectic, even though I do like to get my bird seed there, but I will probably just go to Menards for my bird seed and my suet for the next couple of months, so and that's cool too. Uh, so anyway, we've gone to Costco. You know, if you are gonna be a Costco shopper, and we've offered you some advice. We've offered you some things that are good and not good about Costco, and you'll have to go for yourself, especially if you've never been to Costco. It might be something you would really enjoy. I don't know. I enjoy it and I don't enjoy it all at once, but uh, next week we got a little something different going on next week. Our sneak peek at next week. We have a guest next week. We're having a little string of guests over the next couple of weeks. Next week, you guys, the sneak peek. We have a super special guest. It is Heather Reeves, who is a firearms expert.
Mhm.
She's the owner. Her and her husband are the owners of Wolverine Defense Academy, and she has her own podcast, the Everyday Carry Chicks podcast. So we're going to talk to Heather Reeves about guns, and you had said that maybe you would like to be a gun owner,
Mhm.
and so we're gonna pick Heather's brain. And if you are not a gun owner, if you're interested in becoming a gun owner, if you are a gun owner and would like some advice or on safety, on what you should be buying or not buying, you know, if you're looking for somebody to help train you, then Heather Reeves is an expert, and so we're really looking forward to talking to her next week. And she's going to bring a wealth of knowledge and advice. And we are super califragilistic looking forward to seeing her with us next week. So, like I said, we've got some guests coming up this month. So in the month of December, we have Heather coming, we have Annette coming, we have our holiday Christmas special. That's right, we are going to have a Christmas Eve broadcast on Christmas Eve this year, and so yes, Jen, I would agree. I think it's going to be a really cool show next week.
Mhm.
And especially if you're a beginner and just starting out with firearms, Heather's going to be a really excellent wealth of knowledge for you. So yeah, we're going to have a Christmas Eve special, and for the first time ever, I believe we will have the brothers' parents on that night because my parents are supposed to come over Christmas Eve, so we're going to throw them into the mix, and we're going to do our Mount Rushmore. We're going to do two Mount Rushmores that night. We're going to do the Mount Rushmore of Christmas movies, and we're going to do the Mount Rushmore of Christmas specials. So things like which which Christmas movie is the best, which holiday special is the best, and then we have one last show for the year. We will do our New Year's Eve show, December 31st, our Viva La Resolution show, and we'll talk about that. So we've got a big fat December coming up. And again, you guys, we would love it if you join us on the Facebook, join us on the Spotify. If you are listening to us on Spotify, like us, love us, tell people to like us. Even if they don't listen to us, tell them to like us anyway, because like I said, we are trying to monetize and make this work. Okay, and you can also support us in your own special way. Look for the poll question tonight with our upcoming poll question. We're going to ask you about your Costco experiences or the things that you believe are the best things at Costco, or if you believe now I got a friend out there, Amber and Adam French, claim that Sam's Club is better than Costco because that is the other membership big box store out there. It is the Sam's Club, which is Walmart affiliated. And according to Amber and Adam, it's better than Costco.
I've
So we
had
might have
memberships at both, and I disagree. I think Costco's better.
to have Amber and Adam on so that they can do point counterpoint when it comes to that. So I don't know.
Bring it
Anyway,
on.
oh, Anne she's taking that challenge. All right, everybody, I'm going to turn on the dance pop music that says we are done for this week. Thanks for joining us. And like I said, next week we are talking to Heather Reeves, firearms expert and owner of Wolverine Defense Academy. And even if you're not a gun lover, this might be something you might want to listen to as well, because especially if you're interested in the process, or why, especially if you're a woman, why you might want to be carrying a firearms, you know, maybe next week would be a great way for you to get started. All right,
Mhm.
wait, I got to turn the acoustic, or no, dance pop music on. Oh
There
yeah,
we
there we
go.
go.
That's my
All right,
groove. That's my groove.
that's right. Dropping the beat. Drop the beat. All right. Until next week, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Peace out.